Good morning. Good morning. It is the first day of the last month of 2020. Now, whether you're on the end of the spectrum that would love for this year to be over, or you were just super excited for 2021, you got to be prepared, right? You got to be ready for the new year. And what better time to start than before the new year starts. So I'm super excited to talk about 2021 goal setting with my friend and author and founder of the DEB Method, Deb Eckerling. I'm gonna bring her on in just a moment, and I cannot wait for you to meet her. And before we get started, I want you to share with me what your goals are for 2020, or maybe you just have one goal. That's good to focus on just one thing. Make sure to introduce yourself in the comments, and if you're watching the replay, do that as well, and add your 2021 goal in the comments, because we want to share them and celebrate you and make sure that we're cheering you on as well. And this is going to be so good, so good. So today, Deb and I are going to be talking about how to figure out what Goaltopia is and what it means to you. Goaltopia. I love that word. That's so awesome. And why start 2021 now? And we're going to talk a lot about that and the reason to get ahead of the year before it starts, and how to set yourself up for success in 2021. That is what we are going to be talking about today. So I'm super excited to bring on Deb here in just a second. Before we get into bringing her on, I want to let you know that Coaches Go Social is sponsored by Wave.video. Wave.video is the easiest, most awesome tool to use to edit your videos, and that's what I use to edit all of my the intro video that I'm about to show you, and all the repurposing video, all this little video clips that I use to repurpose my show. You'll see those there too. So I'm going to show that to you, and then I'm going to bring Deb on right afterwards. Yay, Deb's here. Woohoo!
Thank you so much for having me, and happy Deb New Year.
Yes, I love all your acronyms and your association to the goals. We are here to get ahead of 2021 with Debcember. It is Debcember, day one. Get ready. Yeah. Let's figure out. We got to figure out what your goals are. We got to figure out how to get you there. And number one, start before the year starts, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because and some people have had really good years, and some people have had terrible years. But no matter what kind of year 2020 was for you, I'm sure you're happy to move forward on to the next one. And so my proposal is, we've got, and we're going to talk more about this in a little bit, is why not get a jump on 2021 and start 2021 now? So I'm thrilled to be here on my New Year's Day. People are going to think I have like this major ego, and it's really more about, I'm just getting so excited to help people that I just want to give them the best tools to get what they want. So, and if that means I've got to use my name all over everywhere to spread the word of Deb, then so be it.
It just works so well with what you talk about and the things that that you're talking about, getting the goals ahead of time. And the first thing that came to my mind when you're talking about planning your goals in December for 2021 is like what I do. And you guys, if you're watching, you might do this as well. Hopefully you do. And if you don't, maybe you'll start. Is like thinking about your week in advance, right? Like planning is the key. Like it's the key to content. It's the key to marketing in general. It's the key to business is planning. And when you can plan ahead of time, you can have a jump start on really achieving the goals that you want, right? So I look at my calendar on every Sunday afternoon, and I look at my week and I say, do I have everything I need? Do I've got all my meals planned? Do I have all my calls, planned out? What, times do I have to manage my son and homeschooling and all that kind of stuff. So planning is key. And then planning in advance, like the day before the week starts or the month before the year starts, I think is just so valuable as entrepreneurs.
Well, absolutely. And I lead a Goal Chat Twitter chat on Sunday nights for that purpose. So it's all about what was your greatest win for the week? What are your goals for the week? And then to talk about a special topic. And whether it's once a month, it's on goals, but it's a variety of business and work-life balance and just and getting ahead,
Yes.
getting to the life you want. And the biggest challenge people have with reaching their goals is they don't know what their goals are. So
Yes.
you really have to start with that. And then once you do, absolutely, you find what works for you. And I love that you do the Sunday afternoon thing. It's one of my tips from the third question, but so be
I
it.
spoiled it. Sorry.
No, let's more call it like you teased, you foreshadowed, but we'll talk about more.
We'll expand more on that. Yes. Well, first of all, let's introduce yourself really quick. We haven't even gotten to that point yet.
That's right.
We're all excited to jump into the topics. Let's share who you are and what you're all about and how you got to this point.
Okay, I need more than 30 seconds for that, but I will try. So my name is Deb Eckerling. I am the founder of the DEB Method, which is my system for helping people figure out what they want and how to get it. And DEB stands for Determine Your Mission, Explore Your Options, Brainstorm Your Path. And it is these 3 phases that will really help you hone in on your Goaltopia, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and set a course for yourself for success. I am also the author of Your Goal Guide, a roadmap for setting, planning, and achieving your goals. And I love my book. I know everybody says that, but the reason I love my book so much is because I'm so passionate about helping people with that. I think everybody should be happy. And part of that is really honing in on what that's going to be. So the first half of my book it takes you through the DEB method. The second half of it is strategies for success. And then there are a bunch of worksheets and resources and even a Facebook group to go through it. So I live my motto, which is goal setting simplified, because changing your life is hard enough. The instruction should be super easy. So what else? I'm host of Goal Chat Twitter chat, Goal Chat Live on Mondays. I've got the Write On Online community for writers, creatives, and entrepreneurs. And I also coach. I help individuals and businesses define, plan, and achieve their goals.
Yay.
So that is the long, short version of who I am. And thank you for having me talking about my favorite subject on this wonderful day of celebration.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. I love that your goals, I mean, of course, you live and breathe the goals and the path that you've taken. And it's just so important as entrepreneurs to have that guideline to be able to reach the goals, because you can't, and we're so aligned in this, you cannot reach a goal that you don't have. You have to set your goals, and then you have to maybe sometimes adjust things. But how do we set our goals to begin with? Let's talk about Goaltopia, how to figure out what Goaltopia means to you. Maybe you can explain more of that Goaltopia, what it is first.
Okay, yes, I because when I was writing my book, there was no word that existed so I made one up. So Goaltopia is living the life you want, living your goals, living the life you want and achieving your goals. That's Goaltopia. And it's, again, as I said before, I believe everybody should be happy in some, if not all of their life. And maybe you can change your career, maybe you can't. But if you can't, there have to be other things that you can introduce in your life that are going to bring you joy. And that's really what Goaltopia is all about. Is it your dream job? Is it running a successful business? Is it running a successful consultancy? Is it becoming a known expert? In many cases, it's more than one of these, but achieving that all-important work-life balance, which is, especially now when work and life is so meshed together, the awareness that you need balance and introducing balance in your life, that's Goaltopia for a lot of people, and a lot of people are still figuring that out. So you need to know what you want to get what you want. I said it like 5 times, but
I
it's
know.
true.
It's true, and it really needs to be said 5 times, if not more, because I like how you're turning this into more of like, what do you want out of life? Not just like, what's your goal? Like, what makes you happy? What brings you joy? Like that's ultimately like the goal of life in general, and not just like business goals, like actual, what's going to ultimately make us happy. And it's so important when you talk about having a business, and then, also, reaching goals of your business and your life, like making it all work together. So Tim's here. Shout out from LinkedIn. Thanks for joining us, Tim. Let us know what your goal is for maybe 2021. Maybe you have more than one goal. That's fine. However your goal setting goes or hasn't gone so far, share that with us, and hopefully you can get a lot out of our conversation today.
And something else that you mentioned, which also needs to be repeated, it's not just about the professional goals. And it's really good especially if, and you can do this in whatever order, you want to have like 3 to 5 goals, like big goals, things that you're achieving, you're working towards at any given time. Usually like you've got 1 or 2 that are like really ahead and a couple that are like in the wings waiting to move forward. But to have it as a mix of professional and personal goals, that's what's so essential, because your professional goals help you with your personal goals. Your personal goals help you with your professional life. So if you're not happy in your personal life and you need to change something, that's going to impact your professional life. And if you're miserable at your job, it's certainly going to impact your work-life balance. So look at when you're looking for Goaltopia, and let's face it, you kind of know, right? And if you don't know, meditate, do some journaling, really just let your mind wander and say, if life were perfect, if I could do whatever I want, what is that? What does that look like for me? And that's really where it all starts is, oh my goodness, okay, if I could have this life, and we live in technology, like big time, there are resources for everything. Where let's say you do have to keep your day job. Well, why not look at a side hustle or see what kind of hobby or what sort of thought leadership, something you can create in tandem with your work, or look at other work options. So there are just so many different ways to mix and match it. And I'm not trying to overwhelm everyone by saying a lot of things. What I'm saying is you have the choice to make a change if you need to make a change, or if circumstances cause you to make a change. That is another reason to look inside yourself and say, okay, I need to change things. What do I want? And then you can go through, determine your mission, explore your options, brainstorm your path, boom. I say it's simple, boom. Again, it's not simple. It takes work, but it's like a gift to yourself to live the life that you want, and you deserve it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tim brings up a good point about 2021 goals. Spend more time with family, keep growing virtual event producing. He produces virtual events, remote producing, which is awesome. And so those are his goals. And I think that's a lot of our goals, is like having that, integrating the business and the life and the personal life and the work life balance. Integrating that all together is so important, and having goals for what that really looks like is something very passionate about me too. I really enjoy having that balance, like listing up my values, my top 5. Like the first one is like balance of family, personal life, my own business, my own personal time, like those, figuring out what your values are and what really makes you happy helps as well. So yay, Sherry's here too. Thanks for coming by. Let us know what your goals are. We're talking all about 2021 goals and getting a jump on it so we can really make 2021 the best year ever. Yay. Thank you so much for all of your advice. Keep going, please.
Oh, well, it's kind of, we've kind of jumped into question number 2. I want to spend just a couple more minutes on the D, determine your mission, because, once you know what Goaltopia is, that's when you can say, okay, visualize, this is the life I want. Then you write your current bio, and then, because you need to know where you are before you can figure out where you're going. And
Yeah.
then your future bio obviously is next. And then work out a mission statement. So if in the mission statement is, we've all, or a lot of us have worked in business, so we've known that businesses have mission statements, but you can have one for yourself, your goals, your personal, your professional, but your Goaltopia mission statement, what is that look like? And that's really who you are, how you help is so important, because when your mission has that element of helping others, it's like that added zing, that added pep that's going to get you somewhere. And your mission can be to inform, educate, and entertain. That is still a mission. It's just, what is it that you have, that you do, that you know, and how does it help others, and how are you going to manifest that? So my mission statement is, use my background, experience, and systems to help as many people as possible define, plan, and achieve their goals. So it embodies who I am, because this is so much of me is, cheerleader, you can do it, yay goals. And my background, the system that I've developed that happens to also match my name, and also what I want to do with it. So all those three elements. And then once you have your mission, you want to shorten it into a motto. So mine is goal setting simplified, because again, the instructions should be easy. And in my book, in my workshops, in my coaching, it's really, okay, what do you need to do? It's simple. Okay, I want to start doing virtual events. We're going to use Tim's example because it's a good one. What does that mean? So you decide that you want to let the world know about who you are, what you do, and you want to express your thought leadership through virtual events. Then it goes into explore your options. Okay, what kind of events do I want to do? Have I done them before? Who do I know who does them? So the E is really the educational part, where you're looking at what's out there and what you need to do to make your goals reality. So let's say your Goaltopia, your mission is to be doing a job you love at helping others. And I know this is coaches, so I'm sure a lot of the coaches out here have clients who are having this challenge. Okay, I don't love my job, I need a new one. Okay, what does that mean? What can you do? Are you changing jobs? Are you changing careers? And use that E to explore those options. Is it going to be a career change? What education do I need? Is it a job change? Okay, who does what I want to do, or who works at a company? All that sorts of, so you gather your information, you figure out those goals, and then you brainstorm your path. And that's all about, okay, what do I need to do to get it done? Throw everything on the page, divide, organize, conquer, schedule, make a plan. Simple. I mean, not, simple, but yes. Simple.
Simple, but not easy. But if you don't start, then you're not going to get there. So you bring up a good point. How specific do our goals need to be?
They need to be as specific as you need them to be. So what you want to do is you want to have your long-term goals, and then your short-term goals that help you reach your long-term goals, and then your benchmarks that make up your short-term goals, and then your tasks that make up your benchmarks. So my Goaltopia is being the #1 goal-setting expert in the world. Something simple. And so there's my word again. So what does that mean? So for me, I don't have to go through my mission again. We already did that. But explore my options. What are they? Writing books, doing courses, speaking, keynoting, becoming the known expert on TV, be the person people call when they need someone to come talk about goals. So all of those things are part of my goals. So is to write a series of books, do a series of courses, do coaching, work with clients. But let's take a book, for example, because that's also a really good example of alpha and beta goals. So when, let's say you're a thought leader, you want to get it in front of the universe, a good long-term goal is to be that best-selling author. Well, short-term goals in that are write a book, get an agent, get it published. All these things have other benchmarks. So, and part of writing 2 short-term goals in the writing the book are write the book proposal. So especially if you're writing nonfiction and you want to publish traditionally, and actually even if you want to publish independently, it's so helpful to have a book proposal because it helps you focus. But to be working on those in tandem, writing the book, but also figuring out the plan for the book, the overview, the promotional plan, the chapters, what is in there, the endorsements, the demographics, all the little things that go into it, you can be working on in tandem while you're writing your book. And another part of like a sub of the book proposal is your platform. And that means creating all your social media. So all of your goals have different sub goals and benchmarks, but especially when you're looking at your goals for 2021, pick 3 to 5 good goals. And I want like one dream goal in there and one easy goal, and the other 3 can be kind of like mix and match, because you want to feel successful. So if I say something like, I'm going to write another book in 2021, yeah, I guess I did just say that. And actually, I think I said that on Gold Chat, so it shouldn't be shocking that I'm saying that on the live as well. It is something reasonable that I know I can do. So that is one of my goals. So Amy, what are your goals for 2021? Let's analyze you for a minute.
That's a great question. We can get to that, but we do have a bunch of questions coming in. Patty's here, and I have lots of goals. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But Patty has a comment here, which is really interesting. No different than setting intentions for what you want. Goal setting is setting intention for what you want. Be specific down to the minute detail. And I will add to that, we're starting like big, right? Get this is your like ultimate goal. And then you have to work backwards to figure out how to get there. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck, because we have this giant goal. Like I want to be, the number one, blah, 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 whatever it is in your field. And then you're like, oh gosh, that sounds like crazy. How am I going to do that? But then if you start breaking it down to the process and the goals and the benchmarks that you suggested, that it starts becoming real, right down to, okay, what can I do today? What can I do next month? What can I do tomorrow? All that kind of stuff. So, hey, Patty, so glad that you're here. She's asking about books. She wants to know how do we get an agent? She's finishing her book very soon.
Okay, well,
it might be a question you have to take offline, because that kind of doesn't exactly align with what we're doing.
But I can make it align a little bit.
Okay.
And the way it aligns is networking goals should always be part of your goal plan. Mm-hmm. And we talked about professional and personal goals, and I think networking kind of spans both in something else. So in my book, I do go into detail how you break down the goals and divide and conquer and organize. But those are for like project-based goals, but they're also lifestyle goals, and networking kind of falls into that category. And that is, in the olden days, like last year, I used to say commit to one networking event a week. And a networking event can be a lunch and learn, it can be a mixer, it can be something educational in the evenings, workshop, book signing, whatever, or it can even be coffee or dinner with friends just to like catch up. So there are different ways to look at it. Now I say there's no reason why you can't do 2 or 3 of those a week, one Twitter chat, one Facebook Live, and one actual event where you're getting out there, meeting people, connecting with them on LinkedIn afterwards, and then following up. Because one of the things that you need to do for the networking goals is also like reaching out. If you want an agent, say, okay, who do I know who's an author, who's in alignment, who can I speak to about getting an agent? Let me reach out. Let's do a Zoom coffee. Oh, I want to start a course. Okay, who in my friends list does online courses? Amy does. I should see if Amy can have a coffee. And it's one thing you have to be a little bit careful of. Some people who it's their business what you're asking them, so you do need to be a little bit protective of their time. But if you have some friends that you can reach out to and say, even 10-15 minutes, can I buy you in a Zoom coffee I really need a little direction, fine. Or can I hire you for an hour to give me this information? So look at your connections and your connectors, the people you know who know everybody, and see who they can connect you to. And that, again, goes into the explore your options phase. Look at what you want to do and what it will take to do any of them. And then figure out, look at your life and say, okay, what is reasonable? What can I do and be successful with my life at the same time? So it's that balance of keeping life going and achieving your goals and working everything together so you're successful.
I love it. Thank you for tying that in. And I think Patty, she's got a couple of books in the works right now. So I think she'd be a really good fit for your Right On Facebook group too. Totally.
Yes, absolutely.
So you'll be able to connect. Patty will be able to get to connect with Deb in her Facebook group. That's super awesome. Yay. So so it's December 1st. There's still a whole month left in 2021. Why are we going to, for a good solid, a couple weeks before we hit the holidays at least. Why are we going to start now? What's the advantage of starting now?
Well, and the real reason that I started 2021 now is because a lot of people are caught up in the mentality of how awful 2020 is. I say, forget about it. Move forward, work forward. And we don't need to wait for the arbitrary January 1 start date. You can use my arbitrary December 1 start date for your new year. But really, you can set new goals anytime. But I think this year in particular, where there have been more challenges than most, it really is the perfect time to start now, leave 2020 behind. And I did my monthly December goals goal chat was this week, and we did December and 2021 goals. And yes, don't worry, I will do January and 2021 goals for those traditionalists. It's fun. It's all about.
It's a hard habit to break. I mean, January 1st has been the new year for our whole lives.
Well, yes, but if you get a running start into the new year, if you do all your planning now, when it is traditional, actual calendar new year, you're going to be so far ahead of everybody else because think about it this way. If you take December to determine your mission and explore your options and brainstorm your path, right after the holidays, and even before, you can start educating yourself on the things you need. You can make a running start into January.
Oh, I'm with you. You're preaching to the choir here. I'm wondering that the people that are watching, what do you think about this? Starting your goals and goal setting in December 1st, starting now, or January 1st? I want to know what you guys are thinking as far
December 1st.
Yes, we're December 1st. I'm all about it. I'm curious to see what people are saying.
But I do have a couple deadlines that need to get done by the end of calendar year. So I do respect the calendar. I'm just mostly ignoring it because that is the other thing about goals is do what works for you. Look at your life. And you were talking before Sunday, you do your to-do list for the week and you look through your calendar, and that's great. When you look at your calendar, see what makes sense for your to-do list. Schedule everything. And this is especially important for people who've got a side hustle or hobby or something they're growing in addition to their day job or whatever that is. But you schedule appointments for your day job, schedule appointments to figure out Goaltopia, schedule appointments for those tasks that are going to bring you there. But do it in a way that makes you feel successful. Don't schedule 5 hours on Goaltopia and then feel bad because you really only had one. If you have 1 hour a week to work on your passion project, good. Commit to what you can do, celebrate all the wins. You're going to be much more successful that way.
Yes, looks like everyone's agreeing. Starting December 1st is much better for starting 2021. Sherry agrees too. Patty agrees. Yes, I agree as well. And as we're talking about networking and we're wrapping up too, I don't know if I even asked you about this. I've just been doing it. Is after the show, we've done an after show messenger chat where we can all get together. Do you have like 10 or 15 minutes right after the show to do this. Usually we just chat in the green room afterwards. And now it's a networking event after every live show that I do where we get together and whoever's watching live, we can all connect face to face. So that's what we're going to do here in just a minute. Thank you for being here, Patty and Tim and everyone else who hasn't commented. I see you. I'm glad that you're here. I want to explain. Yes, I want to explain. We've got a couple links in here, and I want to make sure that everyone knows what these are. Okay. So the Amy's Live one is for the
mission. Okay. If you go to the debmethod.com/Amy's Live, you can grab a copy of my mission and mottos worksheet. So it's a very short version of what I talked about very early on in the conversation. And you can, it shows up at both. I'm looking at your stream right now. I'm like, yes, absolutely. Hey. So definitely go there if you want to have a little bit of fun and play with the mission and mottos worksheet. As I said, everything I talked about and more is in my book. And if you go to yourgoalguidebook.com, that takes you to the Amazon link for your goal guide, and it's available as an ebook, audiobook, and actual book on Amazon, but you can also pick up the physical book at your favorite bookstore as well, or order it, I should say. Don't go to your bookstore, just order it and have it delivered and be safe. So that's what that link is. And I also have a Facebook group for those who are reading your goal guide, which is called Your Goal Guide because all about the consistency and branding. And my other group is Write On Online. And it's a page and a group. DEB Method is also, I should mention, where I stream my lives and always am offering events and resources. And so in December, because it is the beginning of my new year, I'm doing New Year, New You posts in December to help you move forward. So be sure to go to the debmethod.com blog, or if you go to start2021now.com, it also takes you to my blog. And Write On Online, facebook.com/group/Write On Online. And I have daily threads to help you connect and share what you're working on, and also connect with me on LinkedIn, because that is really, after you network, the first place you should go to reconnect with people and continue those conversations.
Yay. So good. So many awesome resources. Thank you for sharing with us. So now it's already 10 o'clock. We're going to hop into our messenger chat for a few minutes and connect a little further, get to know you. So if you have a few minutes right now, click on the link. I'm going to add it into the chat box below. I'll put it into the chat for you too, Deb. And then we're going to just say goodbye here and say good luck on your goals. And if you have time to chat with us,
and
you can do it.
You can totally do it. You just have to choose you, figure out what you want, and make a plan to get it.
Exactly.
Thank
Sounds
you
easy, sounds simple. Love it. So good. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you in the messenger chat if you have time. We'll talk to you later online. Bye, guys.